Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, we do a plethora of things, but having fun and spreading love and positivity is always our main motherfucking goal. I thought it was about time that I started getting into my story time era because the tea I can spill about my life. The lore over here is insane. Let me just say that, okay? Everyone has always told me that I should do story times on my YouTube channel, but I was a little bit fearful of being perceived. But you know what? I have grown to not give a fuck anymore. I think another reason as to why I've been afraid of doing these is because I've been afraid of how other people will be perceived, because obviously it involves a lot of people. And you know what? I don't care. You did the damage to be able to get a memory out of me, a Scorpio, then, you know, at some point you should have known you would have gotten acknowledged. So yeah, let's hop right to it, shall we? This was back in 2021. Me and my mom have always had this very complicated relationship, and I was kind of always getting kicked out of her house for shit. It started when I was in like 7th grade, so like 13, 14 years old. At this time, I had already graduated high school, and you know, I'm trying to figure out what I was supposed to be doing with my life. I guess for my mom, it was kind of disappointing to see, like, you know, all my wasted potential, because I was a very smart kid. I had a couple of scholarships, but I had a lot of colleges that were seeking me out. It was just a really awkward period. So I ended up getting kicked out of my mom's house, and I was like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. Like, I'm not coming back, right? I was dating someone at the time. We're gonna call him Fallon. And no, he was not white. He was helping me a lot during this time period. We spent like a month just hotel hopping a bit. Like, he catered to me. He really did. He was doing his big one. And I was convinced, like, this is my man, right? I ended up trying to, like, you know, okay, well, you haven't seen your family and you haven't been able to do a lot of the stuff that you need to get done because you've been spending a lot of time trying to take care of me. So let me try and get a place. I wasn't working at the time, right? Because I was in between jobs. I ended up trying to look for other people's houses that I could possibly stay with. Ended up going to go and stay with this was actually my best friend's family friend. They were like, yeah, you can come and stay with us. And I was like, okay, cool. They had this spare room, but it was like their storage room. So it was a bit crowded in there, and I didn't really have enough like space to really make it my own room. But you know, I didn't really want the intention of me staying there pretty long anyway. So I moved in with them, and like 2 days later I had a job, right? But I didn't have a card or anything, so the direct deposit I had to go take to a bank to go withdraw the cash. Fallon was taking me to work, and I ended up getting kicked out of that house because they didn't realize how different the bills would be with another person in the house. Which, mind you, I got my own groceries. Like, they paid for my groceries, but as soon as I got paid, I paid them back. And then we went shopping, and she ended up buying me a bra, and I told her that like, she did not have to. Like, I have clothes, you do not have to worry about it. She said it was a gift. Cool. And then when it came to like anything in the house, I didn't leave the lights on. I paid my own phone bill, so I was never using their Wi-Fi. I don't even think I knew the Wi-Fi password. And then when it came to showers, I shower every day. I'm sorry, I can't just not take a shower. But I make it pretty fast because, you know, I don't want that to end up being a problem. Like how long I take in the bathroom. Trauma from always being kicked out, right? Sorry, the phone fell. Whatever, so I ended up getting kicked out of that house because they were like, oh yeah, we just didn't realize that you were gonna cost that much. So I was like, okay, cool. Back to hotel hopping. Hotel hopped with this man for like, I think like a week. And I ended up finding that I can go stay with one of my friends, ex-friends. So I was staying with her for a little while, and it was closer to around my birthday. And they had this big thing that, like, you know, no smoking. I am going to admit, I was an angsty teenager that was smoking all the time. But like, look at my life, bro. Wouldn't you want to do some drugs too? I'm not smoking a fucking cigarette. I just couldn't. Ugh. But I always kept it away from their house. I always went to go smoke at like a park or something. I had a little baggie that I brought with me. It had gum, it had perfume, it had hand sanitizer. And I always ensured that I always used all the motherfuckers before I walked in the house. And you know, after walking for a little while, especially being in Texas, you get that smelling outside smell where it's just like, you just smell like you were outside. So on top of that, with the perfume and everything, I literally never smelled like it. Hello, this is editor me. I know that this is like a big little gap right here. I was gonna record and give a little snippet of what I missed, but as I edited more, I realized I said it later on. So just keep watching. And I also got busy myself because I was trying to stack up my bread so I could save and get my own shit. Yeah. I ended up going to the party. He went to his party. We were both vibing. He ended up texting me, letting me know that he was there. I let him know that I had made it to my party safely as well. We both agreed that he was going to come and pick me up at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Right? I even gave him grace because I was like, 7 is a little too early. You don't have to do it too early because my nail appointment isn't until, I think it was 11 a.m. anyway. I'm going to still give you the grace up until 11 a.m. because I understand we're both going to get lit as fuck at these parties. I'm texting him a little bit throughout the end of the night because I'm like fucked up. You know, when you lit as fuck, who do you want? You want your man, right? I'm not getting any text back. I'm like, okay, maybe he doesn't have any service, but my messages are getting delivered. So I'm like, I don't know how to feel about that. But you know what? I'm not going to worry. This man has never given me anything to worry about before, and he's helped me so much. I need to help with my discernment. I got really fucked up. I just kind of woke up on my own, and it was around 6:45ish in the morning. So, you know, I started getting my shit together, and I like freshened up because, you know, I was lit. I was still in my Halloween costume. I had makeup smeared on my face, and I was just chilling and I was waiting. I had texted him and he didn't text me back. So I was like, okay, it's too early. I'm going to wait. I set an alarm for 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm texting him and I'm like, hey, you know, don't forget about my appointment. It's at 11 a.m. And, you know, I have this thing about being late to things that I paid for. He never texted me back and I was like, okay. Texting him at like 10:30 and I was like, hey, like, it's getting closer and you're not responding to me. You haven't even responded to my text from last night. You didn't even answer one of my calls. And like, I'm starting to get worried now because I'm not thinking anything crazy, right? It's 10:45 and I'm like, okay, I can't wait on you anymore. So I order an Uber and I go to my nail appointment. I'm blowing this man's phone the fuck up. Why aren't you answering me? Like, now I'm getting fucking pissed the fuck off because you give a nigga an inch and he take a fucking mile. Texting him, calling him, nothing. Decline. This, that, and the third. Delivered, decline. So I'm like, okay, whatever. At this point, I know I'm just going to end up having to go to my tattoo appointment pretty early. And this nigga is not answering. So I get in my Uber to go to my tattoo appointment. And I'm pissed because now I've spent already like $40 fucking dollars just to go to the shit that I was saving to spend on me for my day, not to spend on fucking rides. You were supposed to help me with that. So I call him in my Uber to my tattoo appointment and I was like, you better have a valid fucking reason as to why you're not fucking answering the phone, because now I'm fucking mad. Like, you have about to the end of my tattoo appointment to answer me before I wipe my fucking hands clean of you, because this is disrespectful. I am tweaking. Go to my tattoo appointment. By the way, I'm wearing like fucking pineapple scented cuticle oil and a bee is chasing me because the tattoo is outside. And a bee is chasing me the entire time that he's trying to finish this man's tattoo. I'm allergic. So I was running for my fucking life, right? Just trying to get a small ass $50 fucking tattoo. Mind you, I'm already tweaking on this day. Finally, start on my tattoo. I show him the drawing. He ends up tracing it with pen and he sticks it on and he does the tattoo. It literally takes 10 fucking minutes. I sat there getting chased by a bee for a whole hour for a 10-minute tattoo. To say I was pissed, that was like the cherry on top to my motherfucking day. At this point, I already knew, okay, so clearly the breakfast isn't fucking happening. I don't know if I got to say the plan, but the plan was he was supposed to pick me up at 11 a.m. or earlier to take me to my nail appointment, my tattoo appointment. We were going to have breakfast together, and then we were going to go and do an activity together, which was like, I think it was like go to the movies or some shit. I don't even remember. And then after that, we were going to go pick up my 2 little sisters, and then we were going to all have dinner together because he really vibed with my sisters. He did meet my family on multiple occasions. Finished the tattoo appointment. I'm texting him, hey, tattoo's done. Nothing. Delivered. Nothing. Call him. Decline. Cool. Order my Uber, and I go back to the house. I go back to my friend's house. And at this point, outside of the nails and the fucking tattoo, like, my day is shitty now. Everything that I thought was going to happen didn't happen. The man that I was like, wow, I finally found the one, is like not even answering me or helping me on my birthday like he said he would. Don't tell me shit that you're not gonna fucking do. I hate that. I'm crying. I'm boo-hoo hurt. I go back to the house. So I go and I take a shower, and I end up leaving to go smoke. My friend texts me. Mind you, I've been posting on my close friends and texting her and keeping her updated. Like, I'm having a pretty shitty day, right? Hey, you're gonna have to find somewhere else to live. My mom says that you've been having weed too close to the house, and she's tired of repeating herself. And I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, whenever you were leaving on Halloween night, she said that the house smelled like weed. I was like, that's fucking impossible. As I was leaving to go to my party, they were coming back to the house. But I had to go around to go get my stuff from the box. So there was literally no way that you guys had smelled it on me. I didn't have it anywhere near the house. So I was confused. I was like, you know what? This day already fucking sucks. I don't know what the fuck to do. So I was like, okay, cool. I had nowhere else to turn to. That was literally my last friend that I can go and stay with because, mind you, I've been getting kicked out for a really long time. I've ran out of resources at this point. I had to call my mom, and I was like, well, I know you probably don't want me there. I haven't been there for a bit of a while, but I'm kind of at my wit's end. Like, I don't have nowhere else to go. Can you just help me? I promise you, I'm working, I'm saving my money. You do not have to worry about me. Moved back in with my mom on my birthday. We did the usual routine of what happens whenever I get kicked out. We'll sit there and we'll catch up, and or I get lectured for fucking 5 to 10 hours. Like, genuinely, we sit there for a whole shift. We'll sit there and talk for a really long time, or she'll talk for a really long time. Ended up staying with my mom up until the end of February, and we ended up having a whole very bad situation go on between us, and I was like, yeah, this is the last time. So I took my savings and I left the state without letting nobody know. Like, I didn't say goodbye to anybody. I literally got paid that day. I went to go get my phone fixed. I got a hotel room. I stayed in the hotel room for like 3 days. I got my savings, and then I got my last paycheck from my job because I was like, I'm gonna have to leave. Like, I'm sorry, because that's the only place else that I do have resources. So I took my savings and I left. I didn't tell my mom that I was in a whole different state until like 2 months later, 3 months later. But yeah, that was all. If you guys like videos like this, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. Bye! Life move fast and you do what you want. At this time, doing what